So today we have a quite hard geometrical problem, and the given data is very simple, it's on the screen. But there are some things to be noted. The first thing is that all the blue points you can see in this diagram are the tangent points, means you can use all the theorems related to the tangent. The second thing is that this green point, that is point Q, is the center of this semicircle. Don't make the mistake by taking the point P as the center of this semicircle. The diameter of this semicircle is equals to 1, the radius of this smallest circle is equals to r, and the radius of this bigger circle is equals to 2 times r, means it's double the radius of the smaller one. All you have to do is find the length of this red line segment, that is tr, and as a variable we mark it as x. So let us see the solution. So first of all, there's a theorem that we are going to utilize. The theorem is over here. The theorem we are going to use is that if there's a circle that is tangent to another circle, then the center of this big circle, the center of this small circle, and the point of tangency are going to be in a straight line. Means that 3 points, that is point A, point B, point C, are going to be collinear, no matter if the two circles are tangent outside or they are tangent inside. Here you can see again the center of this big, the center of the small, and the tangent point. They are going to be in a straight line, means they are going to be collinear. So all we need is that two circles to be tangent. So as we have seen the theorem below, we can utilize it over here. The center of the two circles and the tangent point are going to be in a straight line. So doing that for the smaller circle, so a line from the center of this semicircle passing through the center of this smaller circle till the point of tangency, it's going to be a straight line. So I'm just removing the point N from there. So now in this, look carefully, this much length is going to be the radius of this circle, that is equals to r, and this complete length is going to be the radius of this semicircle. So diameter is equals to 1, so radius becomes 1 by 2. And that much part is already equals to r, that is this much length is already equals to r. So the remaining length, that is from here to here, this length is going to be 1 by 2 minus r. So just remember that yes, that much length is going to be 1 by 2 minus r, this point is equals to n. Now similarly for this bigger circle, so from the point of tangency passing through the center of this circle, that is point M, to the point Q, so this is a straight line. So here also this much length is going to be the radius of this bigger circle, that is 2 times r. This complete length is the radius of this semicircle, that is 1 by 2. So the remaining length, that is from here to here, it's going to be 1 by 2 minus 2 times r. So we are currently having two triangles over there. So I'm just removing the theorem to be used from here because we need some kind of space. So what is there over here is that there's a perpendicular. I'm just doing it a little bold. Yes. So we are having a perpendicular, that is MP. Then there's a straight line, and again a perpendicular, that is NS. And from here to here we have the line segment, and from here to there we have a line segment. So these are the two perpendiculars because they are a tangent. The points are P, Q, and S. This much length is equals to r. This much length is 1 by 2 minus r. This much length is 1 by 2 minus 2 times r. Yes, and this much length is 2 times r. All the things cleared over there. And I'm just removing these theorems that was utilized over here. Yes, so this thing is generated from this diagram. Now we can apply the Pythagoras theorem in these two particular triangles, that is applying the Pythagoras theorem in this, applying the Pythagoras theorem in this. So if I will apply here, so I will get the length of this, and if I will apply over there, I will get the length of this. So just doing it over here, so applying the Pythagoras theorem in this, so keeping the lengths as m and n. So here if I will apply, so 2 times r the whole square plus m square is equals to 1 by 2 minus 2 times r the whole square. So this is equals to 4r square plus m square, that is equals to 1 by 4 plus 4r square minus 2 times r. So 4r square got cancelled out. We obtain the value of m as square root of 1 by 4 minus 2 times r. So this is the value of m by applying the Pythagoras theorem in the first triangle. Now in the second triangle, so if we will do in a second triangle, we will obtain something like that way. N square plus r square is 1 by 2 minus r the whole square. So n square plus r square is equals to 1 by 4 plus r square and minus r. Yes, only minus r. So r square and r square got cancelled out. We obtain the value of m, not m, n, as 1 by 4 minus r. So this is the value of n, and here we have the value of m. Now what if we were having a value for m plus n? If we find m plus n, we can input this n equals to the value of m plus n. So we can have some kind of equation in only terms of r, that's the only variable. So we will be able to solve for the value of r. So doing that in this second diagram, I've kept 2 and 3 diagrams because there are 3 steps. So first step we have done in the first one, second step in the second one, and the final step in the third one. so it's very clear and it does not get messy. Now the second thing, so as the second point was given in this diagram, that this point, that is this point and this point, are the point of tangent. So from the center of the circle to that point is going to be 90 degree. From the center of the circle to that point is going to be 90 degrees. So marking it over there. Yes. So this particular quadrilateral, all the four angles becomes 90 degree by angle sum property. Similarly over here, this much length is 2 times r because it's the radius. This much length is r because it's again the radius. So two quadrilaterals means this both are the quadrilaterals having 4 of this angle equals to 90 degree and adjacent sides are equal. So it ultimately forms a square and all the four sides become equal. So this much length, that is from P to R, becomes 2 times R. This much length also becomes 2 times R. Similarly for the smaller one, this much length becomes R, and from point R to S it becomes R. So as we can see that the total length PS would be equals to what? 2 times R plus R, that is equals to 3 times R. So the length of the line segment PS is equals to 3 times R from here. And we were already having that M plus N. Look carefully, M plus N is giving me PS. So we were having the value of M, we were having the value of N. So what we just generated is that M plus N is the total length of P times PS, not P times S, PS, and line segment PS we can say. And similarly 3 times R is also the length of the line segment PS. So as they both are equals to the same line segment, we can just compare them. So M plus N is equals to 3 times R. M plus N is having the value that is square root of 1 by 4 minus 2 times R plus square root of 1 by 4 minus R, that is equals to 3 times R. This simplification is very easy. We will just shift that over there, or we can shift this 2 times R. Anyone we can just do. I am just doing that over there. So it will end squaring both the sides. So it will become 1 by 4 minus R is 9R square plus 1 by 4 minus 2 times R minus 6 times R square root of 1 by 4 minus 2 times R. So 1 by 4 get cancelled out. R square, R and R got cancelled out. Shifting this negative all over there and negative 1 over here. So what we have is 6 times square root of 1 by 4 minus 2 times R is equals to 9 times R minus 1. Because minus 2 and minus positive 1 gone over there, because R is cancelled, so they will be just like 2 and 1. So this is the thing we have. Now again squaring both the sides. So 36 times 1 by 4 minus 2 times R is 81 times R square plus 1 minus 18 times R. So from here we have that 81 times R square plus 54 times R minus 8 is equals to 0. So here we have a quadratic and we have to solve it. We can just do completing the square as 9 times R the whole square plus 2 times 9 times R into 3 plus 3 the whole square. So these two things are perfectly fitted, but that we have 3 square, that is 9, and what we need is negative 8. So I have to just subtract 17 to get that, and we can just shift 17 other side, so it will become positive 17. So here we have 9 times R plus 3 the whole square is equals to 17. So taking root on both the sides, so square root and square got cancelled out. So and on the other side we will have square root of 17. So that is equals to square root of 17. So from here we have the value of R, that is square root of 17 minus 3 upon 9. This thing I just did very fast because it was kind of solving a system of equation, or we can say a single equation that's very easy, and it will take time, but it's very easy. All the things you have to do very nicely. So here we get the value of R. So if we were looking for the value of R, we have done. Now the final step in which we are going to solve for the value of X, that is the length of this red segment. So now what we will do is join from the point T to the point Q. Yes, so let us do that over here. So from point T to point Q, TQ is going to be the radius or this semicircle, so it's going to be 1 by 2. TR is already having the length, that is X. What if we get a perfect value for QR? If we get that, we can just apply the Pythagoras theorem and we can solve for the value of X. So let us do that over here. So as from here we were having that PR is having a complete length, that is 2 times R. So doing that over here, PR is having a length, that is 2 times R. PQ was equals to M, and it was having a value that is square root of 1 by 4 minus 2 times R. I'm just taking it over there also. PQ was considered as M and it was having this value, square root of 1 by 4 minus 2 times R. So PQ was having a value, PR was having a value, and if I will subtract PR minus PQ, what I will obtain is the value of QR, we can say. What we will obtain is the value of QR. So the equation is PR minus QP is equals to Q times R. PR is having a value that is 2 times R. QP is having a value that is square root of 1 by 4 minus 2 times R. We just got the value of R, we can input it over there. So we get a very perfect integer for the value of QR. The hypotenuse will already be there in this particular right angle triangle, so we can solve for the value of X. So putting R over here, so R is having a value square root of 17 minus 3. Let it be clear, yes. So R is having a value that is square root of 17, yes. So 2 times square root of 17 minus 3 upon 9 minus square root of 1 by 4 minus 2 times square root of 17 minus 3 upon 9. So simplifying it over there, so this keeping as it is, 2 times square root of 17 minus 236 upon 9 minus, now just solving this radical, taking the LCM and all in a one step. So in the denominator we will be having 9 into 4, and in the numerator it will be 9 minus 4 to 8 root 17 minus 4 into 3, we can say, yes, 4 to 8 and 8 into 3, that's 24. So 24 plus 9 is 33, 33 minus 8 root 17. So 33 minus 8 root 17. 8 root 17 can also be written like 2 square root of 16 into 17. As let me show you how we did that over there. So the thing we did is 8 root 17 was present, so 8 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2 and square root of 17. This 2 shifted inside this square root, so we have to just double it, so it becomes 17 into 2 times 2, that's equals to 4. Similarly, if we shift this 2 inside, so it becomes again 2 times 2, that's 4, so 4 into 4 gives me 16. So inside the radical it becomes 16 and 17 was already present, and outside we got 2. So here we are currently having something like that way. 33 can be written as like this, square root of 16 the whole square, that is 16 itself, plus square root of 17 the whole square, that is 17. So 16 plus 17 is 33, and minus 2 times square root of 16 into square root of 17. So this thing gives me a plus b the whole square, so it will become square root of 17 minus square root of 16 the whole square. So as we have seen that this thing becomes square root of 17 minus square root of 16, so square root of 17 minus square root of 16 the whole square. And in the denominator we have 9 into 4, that's 36, and 36 is 6 square. So as both numerator and denominator are perfect squares, so square and under root got cancel out. So what we have is 2 times square root of 17 minus 6 upon 9 minus square root of 17, square root of 16 is perfect, that is 4. So square root of 17 minus 4 and upon 6. So as we have reached this step, after this we can take the LCM. So taking the LCM over here, so in the denominator 9 into 6, that is 54, and in the numerator 6 into 2, that's 12 times square root of 17 minus 36, positive not positive, negative 9 root 17 and positive 36. So negative positive got cancel out. 12 minus 9 is 3 square root of 17 upon 54 gives me square root of 17 upon 18. So this is the value of line segment QR. So as we were looking for a perfect real number for the base, we have got that. Now we can apply the Pythagoras theorem in that particular triangle. So doing that over here, so the right angle triangle is like that way. It's Q, it's R, it's T. TR is X, QT is the radius, and that's 1 by 2. And the value of QR we have just find that square root of 17 upon 18. So doing that over here means the Pythagoras theorem. So x square plus square root of 17 upon 18 the whole square becomes 17 upon 18 square, that's 324, and that's equals to 1 upon 4, that's 1 by 2 the whole square. So x square is equals to 1 by 4 minus 17 upon 324. So in 4 we can multiply something as taking the LCM. So in 4 we have to multiply 81. So we have that x square is 81 minus 17, that's 64 upon 324. So this both are a perfect square. So if I will take the square root on both the sides, so square root of x square becomes x. Square root of 64 is 16, not 16, it's 64, square root becomes 8, and square root of 324 is equals to 18, as we have seen. So from the table of 2 to 4 and to 9. So from here we get that x is equals to 4 upon 9, and that's the answer. That value of x in this particular diagram is equals to 4 upon 9, and we can say that this number is going to be very small according to 1. So yes, this number perfectly fits, means we can just do a checking over there. So this thing we did in 3 steps. This is the first step by finding the value of m and n. This was utilized to find the value of r. Again, this m was utilized to find the value of the length segment QR, and after that the mightiest theorem, this is the Pythagoras theorem, to find the value of x, that is 4 upon 9. So this was my method to solve this particular question. I did this in 3 steps. The first step, the second step, and the third step you can see above. So if you have any other method other than this, you can do comment below, or else you can DM me on my Instagram, link is in the description. When someone gives a better solution to the same question and we can show it to our viewers, it's based on knowledge.